Alright, good evening everybody, welcome to tonight's stream. Let me transition over. We've heard the theme music for long enough, and let me unmute the game as well. Welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Hopefully you guys can hear the game audio, hopefully you guys can hear all the audio for that matter. So before we get started on the stream proper, I'd like to open the poll for this week's voting. So I'm just going to get that going now. I think it's MooBot poll open, isn't it? And then there are 6 options. Cities in Motion is the first. FIFA 19 is the second. Kerbal Space Program is the third, which is a repeat of what we're doing at the moment. So we get to play it 2 weeks in a row, essentially. Planet Coaster is 4th. Space Engineers is 5th. And Tabletop Simulator is 6th. There we go. So to vote, you do !vote, press the space bar, and then type in the name of choice. I was previously saying in the past that it was cap sensitive, but I think actually it might not be. I think it might not be. Alright, I'm also going to set up a new command with a link so that people can see the options for themselves. Show advanced settings. Is it possible to have this only come up on Fridays? That'd be really cool. I don't think it does. It's just got an expiration. Okay, so I'll just have to turn it on and off. Okay, to let me think. I should have done this before. And do that. And that. Okay. Permissions, blah blah blah, don't need to worry about that. I would quite like it on a different timer. Here we go. Let's get rid of that one, put it on regular, save. Okay, so if I now go back in the chat, good evening Dylan. And do that. There you go. Alright, Kerbal Space Program. Let's get started. I have some mods installed. Some may work, some may not. I did download the latest versions of all of the mods, but I think some of them still aren't compatible. Maybe there was a recent update of the game, so they've not all managed to catch up. We are going to do career mode tonight, and we're going to be playing with my own custom flag. Difficulty normal sounds good to me. Let's get going. Alright, so the usual thing, the winner of the poll will be announced at the end of the stream. You can go on and see all of the week's polls, as well as which game won. It's pretty obvious when you go on the list which game is the winner. It's the one that's highlighted bright green. You can vote all throughout the stream. And we already have our first vote. Dylan has voted for Tabletop Simulator. We're going to do them on like a 2-week cycle. So, hello, Gene. I remember you. Okay, so if I go in the vehicle assembly building, let's see what mods we've actually got available. None of them by the looks of things. Or are they all across the bottom here? I might not have unlocked them. That might be the thing. Alright, so I suppose we'll start with our first bit of science. Actually, do we have science? Don't say. Do we have science? Oh yeah, 2-week cycle. So, Tabletop Simulator was the first game we played, so that missed last week's one. Because it's now 2 weeks later, it's back on the list. Transport Fever isn't on the list tonight, but it will be back on the list next week. Kerbal Space Program won't be on next week, but will be on the week after, and so on and so on and so on. So if I go research and development, we don't have any science. What do we have unlocked currently? See, I'd kind of like these engines. Okay, so we've got something here about archives. I think that's to do with the expansion, which I've also got. I'm a little bit concerned that there doesn't seem to be any mods installed. Was I meant to... I don't think I did in the past. Oh, I spelled that wrong as well. We're going to have to start again, because I spelled space wrong. Alright, I'm going to go back a second. Settings. I just want to check that the mods are doing what they're supposed to. Oh, there's also something... is it to do with input? No. Must be general. That's the one. Auto hide nav ball in map view. I want to turn that off. Okay. Apply. Okay, my screen's gone really small. Let me see what's going on with that. What on earth? I could probably go up to, maybe not that big, but I could probably go up to like that. Oh yeah, easily. In fact, I could go one bigger. Actually, that's a bit too big. Here I am, once again, at the start of a stream, messing around with settings that you guys don't even get to see what difference it makes. Okay, start new. M4J space program. Career. Start. Overwrite. Yes, please. Okay, so we're going to start off... yeah, got it. Thank you. I'm hoping the mods are working. I'll be really annoyed if they're not. There's a couple where there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be. In fact, I can check. I've got the thing open here. So I've got the For Science mod. Chatterer. Kerbal Alarm Clock. Kerbal Attachment System. Kerbal Engineer Redux. Kerbal Inventory System. Kerbal Planetary Base Systems, MechJeb, and ScanSat. They should all work, but we'll see. So I want this to start with this underneath it. I'm just trying to familiarise myself with the controls. Alright, so Kerbal Engineer's working. So that's good. We got one thing working. Science, that's what I want. So we've got the Kerbal Engineering System, which... oh, it can run 3... did you see that? 3 digital watches. Hello, what's this? Okay. We'll stick one of those on here as well then. So I think if I put another goo container around this side, and then the safety first edition of a parachute on top, we're going to add a new stage, and we're going to do something like this. Now I have no idea what these things actually do. Ah, it's a simulation. So does that mean I can simulate this? I think I can. I think that's what this is. So yeah, Kerbal, atmospheric. Oh yeah, you can spawn it in at different... Okay, okay. So we've got delta V stats, we've got thrust stats, we've got torque stats, ISP, whatever that stands for. So we've got some stuff. In terms of the crew, it's got to be Jeb, hasn't it? You can't put anyone else there. It's got to be Jeb. Oh, did not mean to do that. Alright, so we'll call this the Space Booster. Yeah, the physics are quite accurate. Then the game's quite well known for accurate physics. I mean, I'll show you in just a second. Was there an antenna, actually? I probably should have looked to see if there was an antenna I could have put on this. In fact, there's a couple of things I missed that I should have put on here. We'll just put that there for a second. Revert flight, vehicle assembly. I was so eager to get started, I forgot some crucial things. Like, first of all, I do not have a decoupler. I guess we don't have a decoupler. Do we have an antenna? No, we don't. Actually, yeah. No, that's fine. Because we're not going to actually launch this one just yet. I mean, we're going to put it on the launch pad, but that's as far as we're going to go, pretty much. Unless I'm going to be... Oh, should I be greedy? I should be greedy, shouldn't I? Let's be greedy and try and get 2 lots of science in one go. Alright, so here's Jeb in his little pod. We can actually go and have a look inside. I think it's C, yep, to get out of it. So, you can see this is what Jeb sees inside here. It's alright, it's not bad. Greed is a sin. Yeah. So sloth, and I do that all the time. Alright, so these are some crucial stats. MechJeb provides equal stats to this, actually, so even if MechJeb doesn't work, it looks like we'll be alright with that. Now, before we launch, I'm going to do an Observe Mystery Goo. And we get 3 science for that, so I'm going to keep that experiment. Now, what can I do with these? I think that is where you launch the simulation from, actually. So we won't worry about that too much at this point. Everything is good and ready, so thrust up. Press T, and in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Alright, so we're going to observe this one as well. We get 7 science for that one. I should have put another one on, actually, for our apoapsis. Okay. I'm just going to try and get us away a little bit from the launch pad, but I don't think I'm actually making much of an effect at this point in time, so we might as well just point straight back up and deploy the parachute. That's worrying. Whoa, no. Excuse me. Oh dear. Get us pointing the right way up, shall we? There we go. Alright, so the parachute will fully deploy at 1,000 meters, or 1 kilometer above sea level. Or above, actually, sorry, not above sea level, what am I talking about? Above ground. Yeah, sloth. You can say it both ways, I'd say. I don't think anyone's going to be particularly upset if you mispronounce it. Alright, so we are away from the launch pad. That's good news. Parachute's going to open. I was a little bit worried about how fast we were coming in then, but that's fine. And yeah, we're just going to land this safely on the ground. I should have put an extra one on, and then I could have done a mystery goo observation over here as well. That's annoying. Tells you what biome you're in as well, which is awesome. That's going to come in very handy shortly. Alright, landed. Safe and sound. So if I... Can I get a log from this? No? Okay, we'll just do recover. Alright, so I did have a mod. In fact, did I install it? Yeah, for science should have been the one. It's supposed to automatically run science experiments for you. The green FS toolbar icon means it is running. I don't have any toolbar icons, so I'm going to go as far as to say it's not currently running. Alright, I'm going to go with... How much science have I got? 27, so I can get both of these, no problem. And at this point, things start to get a little bit interesting. I'm trying to race through, like, the first few missions, as it were, because it's all, you know, you've seen one person do it, you've seen everyone do it, essentially. General Rocketry is the one I'm really tempted to go for. It costs 20. This costs 18. This costs 15. Alright, so for the time being, I'm not going to do any of those. What I am going to do is administration building. Is that what I wanted? No. Mission control? Ah, here we go. So these are contracts. So you can do this, like test the parachute in flight over Kerbal. We can accept that one. Escape the atmosphere. I'll accept that one as well. And I can't accept any more at the moment because we've got to do these two first. So if I now go back into the vehicle assembly building. I want to find out why my mods aren't working. So that one is working. Kerbal Engineer is working. So we got that, which is good. Right, get rid of all this stuff. At this point, I want a couple of fuel tanks. And a swivel engine. Whoops. Like so. And then I want the thermometer, which I'm going to put... Let me remind myself, yeah, X for symmetry mode. I'm going to put 2 thermometers, like that. And then I'm going to put R for this mode. I'm going to put 2 mystery goo containers. Do you know what, actually I will just do it like this. Like that. Okay. I still don't know what this does. I think it just runs simulations. Alright, we've then got this, which I only need 1 of. This is so we can either transmit data or broadcast it. Yeah, transmit data or keep hold of it until we return. Still got the parachute. We are now going to add a decoupler to this. Anything else? Any other cool toys that we've got? Ah yes, some fins. There we go. Right, so this thing should now fly. I don't think there's anything else of importance. I will just check with these. So your transmitting range is quite a lot. 50k. Yours is also 50k. So we're fine with that. I'm going to add some more thermometers. I'm going to put another one there. And actually I'm going to put another mystery goo. Like there. Because I think we're going to get quite high and quite far with this. So you're going to be the Space Booster Mark II. I'm going to save you. Looks good. We're going to launch. Going to do a quick Google search. For the for science thing. Because it is supposed to automatically run experiments, but it's clearly not. So I just want to make sure that I've set it up properly. In fact, probably the smart thing to do would be to check on my directory. We will launch this ship in just a second. Steam apps, common, Kerbal, game data. Yeah, it is installed. Just not got the maybe you do have to unlock it, but then it sort of seems pointless having to unlock something that is meant to help in the process of unlocking things. Not working. No green test tube. Oh no, that's a different mod. Alright, we're just gonna launch this ship. I'm not gonna worry myself too much. Right, so SAS is on. Throttle is to the max. Jebediah is ready, and in 3... Oh, hang on, before we do launch. Gotta do that. Alright, 3, 2, 1. I think something went wrong there. Yes, this is a brand new save. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Forgot to check my staging. Yes, this is a new save, brand new save. I did do a series before where I did use MechJeb quite a lot. But yeah, we haven't got it this time. Or we haven't got it yet because I tweaked the config last time. Mainly to get the autopilot to do all the stuff for me. Whereas now I'm going to attempt to fly it myself, which could go wrong. Right, should we try that again? Log temperature. SAS on. Throttle up the engine, and in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to throttle down just a touch, and we're going to start our gravity turn. We can actually go quite a long way with this thing, if we want to. Actually, I'm going to do one more quick revert, because I just noticed something. All that data that we had on the top of the screen, we didn't have that time, and I think it's because you do need this. I just want to see when we cross into different biomes. Right, people in the chat, you can vote as to what game you want to see me play next week. I'll just get Moobot to show you again. There you go. So if you follow that link, it takes you to a Google Sheets. You can see all of the games that are up for the vote, and then it also tells you how to vote as well. Alright. We have our data this time. So we're going to do that one more time. Hopefully this is the last time we're going to do that on the launch pad. Jeb's ready. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Alright, go throttle back just a little bit there. We're going to try and keep it inside the pro grade marker now. As you can see, we are about to break the sound barrier. I think I might have started my gravity turn a little bit premature, but I also want to get us away from the space center and into a different biome. And we have now run out. Whoopsie doodle. I want to try and get some more temperature readings. I think I've already got. I can get a bit more. And we've already gotten that one. So I think at this point I am going to detach and open the parachute and make sure that we are facing prograde, retrograde, or straight up in this case. Did the parachute open? Yeah. Cool. So we're now going to fall back to the surface. If I go into map view, you can see, what are these, by the way? Oh, we got different launch sites now. Cool. Yeah, Kerbal Space Center. Sweet. Okay. So yeah, here as well we've got the mod things, and there's nothing for MechJeb or anything like that. I think I have to unlock MechJeb for that one to work though. But there isn't one for the science, which is annoying. I can now turn that off. This thing is designed to have the fat end pointing downwards when it re-enters. Somewhere over there is the Kerbal Space Center, and we're coming down now. We will land in the sea. I don't think you can vote more than once, actually. I think I mean, you can put a vote in more than once, but if you vote again, it changes your choice. So it's whichever one you voted for last is the one that then gets put forward for the poll result. Right, somewhere, I think it was directly below us, there was a splashdown then. I did try and get some graphics mods installed, try and make the game look a bit prettier, but I couldn't find any that were compatible with this version of the game. I didn't look very hard, I'll admit. I looked for about an hour or so earlier on. Alright, we're about to land in the sea. What did you vote for? Ah, okay. You voted for Tabletop Simulator as well. I was about to say, I just refreshed it and it had 100% for Tabletop. I was wondering why that was. It's because you both voted for it. I'm not sure what that line is. Anyone else see that line? Once we get up into space proper, you'll see how stunning this game actually is. It's not as nice when you don't have the add-ons, the graphics mods. I'll admit that. So if we do play this game in a future stream, I will try and get a graphics mod working. There we go. And something which I forgot to do before was a crew report, because that's valuable. We'll have to go back and do one from the launch pad, and then also an EVA report. Okay, board. maybe not then. Really? Recover. Hopefully I don't lose all that science. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm rushing through this first bit just to try and accumulate as much science as possible till we get to the interesting and important bits. So we're up to 57 science. We also recovered a fair few parts. And Jeb is ready for his next assignment. So we're going to go straight into research and development. And somewhere, that's the one I want, the aviation bit, which costs something. So stability maybe? I think survivability is important. Let's get stability first, and then we'll get aviation, which we can't afford. So we are going to have to do some more going up. So general rocketry would be helpful for this. Although survivability does get us a barometer. So we're going to research that one. And then we should be able to research... Yeah, we can research general rocketry still. I heard a really bad joke from someone in the past saying the Army's favourite member, General Rocketry. Alright, so we're going to dump all that. We're going to keep the decoupler where it is. Like so. We're then going to grab some fuel tanks. We're going to go with the bigger tanks this time. Like that. We're going to put the... Let's see. That gets us 1700 Delta V. That's also 1700. This one gets us a little bit more. Thrust to weight. Oh, it tells us thrust. You have to work out thrust to weight. So yeah, 2400 here. Well, that's this thrust in a vacuum. It's only 2400. This one... not 2400. 240. Right, did I get decouplers? Yep, we got some radial decouplers. So we're going to use a couple of these as well. Like so. And we're going to attach some of these hammers to the side of our ship. Like that. And in fact, I'm going to put them this way round. And I think we have some nose cones now as well. Yes, we do. And we also have some winglets, which I'm going to stick one of on each side here. And then I'm also going to put... Actually, it probably would make more sense if I just put the 3 here. Get rid of those. So we've got a bit more aerodynamic control. I'm going to put all my science experiments. I'm not sure what's wrong with these winglets. They always end up snapping at a really weird angle. I think that's okay. I need to put that on 3 again. There we go. Alright, science-wise, we now have 3 experiments. We're going to put one of these on before we do anything else. You're going to go there. I'm going to put the barometer directly beneath. And in fact, I'm going to put 3 barometers on this ship. And then I'm going to put a mystery goo on this side. And then a thermometer above. Okay. So we're going to launch all of the engines at the same time. We're then going to detach this. We're then going to detach this. And then we're going to open the parachute. I don't think... we've got micro landing struts as well, but I don't think they're going to make much of a difference at this point. And because I'm in the interests of preserving all of our stuff, saving money, so you are going to deploy at the same time as that. And if I also then come over here, work out how to do this. I thought it was like a symmetry mode. Apparently not. Alright, I think you only need one, actually. See what I'll do is I'll put you there, and I'll put a drogue. Well, I'll put you there with you in the middle, and then another drogue on top. So that, and that all deploy at the same time as that. Okay. And we got some science stuff. Just want to check my contracts. So I've got to test the Mark 16 parachute, which is this. So have we not technically done that? In flight over Kerbal. Altitude 4,000 to 9,000. Ah, we opened it too early. I think was what we did wrong there. And we also have to escape the atmosphere, which I don't think we're going to achieve just yet. But in the future we will. Alright, I think this is ready to go. Mark 3. Let's see, shall we? Let's see. Okie doke. So, before we go anywhere, we're going to do an EVA report from the launch pad. We're going to do a crew report from the launch pad. We're then going to throttle up. We're going to press T. And actually, what I'm going to try and do is fly that way, up towards the mountains. So, I'm going to zoom out in 3, 2, 1. I have absolutely no control over this. Absolutely no control. I think we're going to not have these. I think that was insane. So what I'm going to do instead is have a couple of these. Just make sure you are on the right piece. There we go. With another one of those underneath. And then engine wise, you've got less thrust, so we're going to go with those. Yeah, I had absolutely no control over that at all. That was actually quite scary. Oh! Service bay. Ah, we'll have to bear that in mind for future. What I actually want is these. There we go. And then utility, we want some parachutes. Just to go on the top of those. So those fire, that fires, and then as these decouple, these parachutes open. Okay. Save. Launch. Ah. How many parts are we? Where does it say? Where does it say? Am I just being blind? Does it say under there? That's how much it costs. Oh, there we go. Parts. 12 out of 31. Alright, what am I going to sacrifice? We'll sacrifice the drogues. There we go. Alrighty. Hopefully we have some control now. We got 2 swivel engines, whereas before we had 2 solid fuel boosters. And the winglets were doing absolutely nothing. I think the mystery goo canister is pulling us down as well. Alright, so switch you on. Throttle you up. I'm just going to do a crew report from here. I'm not going to do the EVA because I don't think it gets stored. Now, how do you rotate? I think it's E and Q. So we're going to find out. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Whoa. This is not going to plan. This is not going to plan. That was not going to plan. Revert to launch. The engines are too powerful. We got to throttle down. I want to check actually. Do these winglets do anything? They don't. In fact, do the engines do anything? They don't seem to be doing anything either. So we're just going to throttle to where we are now. Crew report. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Something just doesn't feel right with this craft. It doesn't feel stable. I think it's the winglets. I think it's the winglets that are the problem. I think those are a bunch of crap. I think these do better. I'm going to turn off snap mode as well. I'm going to turn on snap mode. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to put these like that. And I'm going to put another pair of these there. I think these have control surfaces. I think that's what those little things there are. Alright, so we're going to do that. And then this, we're going to do that. Alright, last attempt. Yeah, I probably should be checking things like center of mass and center of lift. Bearing in mind, like I wasn't planning on going into rocketry when I was doing engineering, but I was working a lot in aerospace, so this sort of thing came up quite a lot. So you'd think I would know more about the subject, really, wouldn't you? 3. Oh, not that. Did I do the barometer? I didn't, did I? There we go. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Do you know what I think's interesting? Is before I spun, it felt more stable, and then as soon as I started spinning, it went off kilter. Just want to check here. So we got the atmosphere scan and the crew port. Okay, put that on. 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to let it fly straight up. This is really annoying now. Maybe it needs to be taller. Tell you what, I'm just going to scrap. Where is it? All of that, I'm just going to scrap it. Things were a lot better when it was just this. Alright, and then I'm going to put normal parachute either side, and then I'm going to put drogues above and below. So that should be plenty of oomph. Our thrust to weight is 3.33, so this thing is going to go up. I think at this point we do need the extra fins, or the bigger fins, winglets, whatever you want to call them. Alright, Space Booster Mark III. I think we're ready to blow this thing up as well. I didn't check the centre of mass again, but dear. Can I rotate this on the launch pad? Well, it is a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to log some pressure. We're going to do a crew report. We're going to put the lights on so Jeb can see what he's doing. That might be part of the problem as well. And in 3, 2, 1. This thing is actually so aerodynamically stable, I can't even force it into a gravity turn. Log pressure. Observe the goo. Is there a thermometer somewhere? There. Log temperature. Alright, so we've already done that one. Alright, well the good news is, we are up. Are we going to escape the atmosphere is the question now. We are going to escape the atmosphere. Jeb, you are going to space. I'll show you here. In fact, to confirm, our apoapsis is 182,000 meters, or 182 kilometers. So I'm going to stage now. Hopefully we can salvage the majority of that rocket. We'll find out. So at the very top here, I'm going to do another pressure data. And I'm going to observe the mystery goo. I could have sworn I reset that experiment. Alright, I think I actually just pushed our apoapsis up a bit more as well with the detaching. So I now need this to point retrograde, which is there. I'm going to follow the retrograde marker as we start to re-enter the atmosphere. And that will ensure we don't burn up on re-entry. Things are going to get very, very hot in a second. Very, very hot. I'm also going to zoom out a little bit and observe our wonderful planet. Get a screenshot. That's not the screenshot button. What's the screenshot button? 1 second. Kerbal Space Program. Screenshot. F1. No. We're certainly not coming up with the sound. Again, 1 second. Apologies. I just want to make sure that this is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Steam. Kerbal Space Program. Oh no, it is taking screenshots. It's just not coming up with the sound effect. Assuming these were all taken today. Yeah? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do a bit of a time warp now to get us back into the atmosphere. Make sure that you are pointing in the right place. Alright, so things are about to get quite hot. There we go. Now would be a perfect opportunity to take a temperature scan, actually, if I hadn't already done so. Come on, heat. Survive. Oh, there we go. The For Science thing was working. Maybe it was working all along. Maybe we hadn't unlocked it. Huh. So F2. And then F1. There we go. That's a screenshot without the HUD. Cool. So, according to this, it is working. Alright, the parachute is safe to open now. Watch the G-force thing go up when this opens. Poor Jeb. That's a lot of G's, by the way. That's 16 there. And that's... Sorry, that's 15 there, and that's 5. So that must have gone up to nearly 10 G's he was pulling then. For over 10. That must have been about 12. To put that in perspective, the astronauts that were on the space shuttles experienced on average 3 Gs during takeoff. 3.4, I think, was the absolute maximum. Hey, golfer. Welcome to science. So I can do a quick time warp again till we land. There we go. Dumph. Right, so one of these hasn't been done yet. That one, I'm guessing. So I'm assuming this one was. Sure. I think I might have just ballsed up the science that we were collecting there. But I'm not even going to bother doing that one. Right, recover. Let's see how much science we actually got from that mission. And we should have got the contract as well. Contract screens. We still haven't tested the parachute. I think I was too low when I opened it just now. But we have got some science to spend. In fact, we've got 99 science to spend. That is a lot of science. So I think, first of all, aviation. That's important. Flight control, I think, is also quite important because there's MechJeb. But then we've got basic science. The experiment storage unit. The science junior is very important. So what's that? That's 45. But if we get more science from this, that matters more. So what other contracts can I now do? Ferry 2 tourists safely to their destination and back. I'm not going to do that just yet. In fact, I'm not going to accept any of these. I'm certainly not going to do these. Apparently there's a thing built into the game where if you reject contracts, then it offers you less of that type in the future. So these focused observational ones I'm not a big fan of, because you have to fly to somewhere very specific in order to do it. So I'm going to reject all those, and hopefully we won't get more of them. Right, fuel tanks. We now have these fuel tanks, which actually, they're not very good for rockets because they don't have oxidizer built into them. But what it does mean is I've got the ability to leave this and go into the vehicle, the space plane hangar. So this is the vehicle assembly building, the VAB, and this is the space plane hangar, the SPH. And we're going to build that. Do we have the structural fuselage? We don't. So actually we can't use that one yet. We are still going to have to use this one. But we're going to attach that. And how big's the engine? The engine's actually quite small. So do you know what? I will do that still. And I will attach this to the back. I'm going to add another one of these. We're not going to use anywhere near this fuel. I'm using it just to make the vehicle a little bit longer. And then aerodynamics, we're going to have a small circular intake on the front here. I am also going to put a decoupler here, just in case we have to abort for whatever reason. We will be able to land safely. If I put a parachute, I don't want to cover the door, so I suppose I could put 2 parachutes there and there like that. Okay. Now I need ground, so we need one of these. I'm just going to go in the middle here. Like so. That looks about right. And then we need one of these on each side. Let's place it first. Actually, let's just go back into this. There we go. Right. We want 2 of these. Like that. Okay. Now we want wings. Swept wings. I think we're not big enough for that. This, though, I think we are going to have to use. And then some elevons, which we will have to rotate. Into place. Whoops. Like that. And then we need to move them across. And you kind of want your control surfaces as far away from the craft as possible in order to increase the effect that they have. Now at this point we do need the center of mass and the center of lift. And ideally you want the center of lift just behind the center of mass. So we are going to have... wow, that is massive. I didn't think it was that big. So if I put these on, like that, you can see now the center of lift is just behind the center of mass. However, it is a little too high. So if I put these down like so, clips into the wings a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then if I use a basic fin on the top, I'm assuming this thing provides some yaw. I'm assuming everyone knows what yaw, pitch and roll are as well, by the way. Let me know if you don't, I'll explain. Alright, I also need to... move this back a little bit, because I need to fit you. Which means that this wheel can come forward. Okay, so the center of lift is now too far behind the center of mass, but we can make up for that by moving these wings forward slightly. And there we go. It's by no means the nicest looking aircraft, but it should do a job. And we have got, like I said, a ton of fuel. We've got far too much fuel for what we're trying to do here. Do you know what? It's very tempting, in fact, to put this on the front. Because I want to put one of these on there, should we say? I think I'm not sure exactly how this works, but in fact, because I'm not sure how it works, it would be stupid to try and use it and end up using it incorrectly. So I'm just going to put this like that. You can go just on one of the wings, with you on that wing. In fact, we need a couple of these. Like that. And a couple of thermometers. And a couple of mystery goos. There we go. And then you can go now. I can probably dispose of this bit once we get to the top of our flight. So if I stick snapping back on and just pop you there. So just to check, we have got 2 barometers, 2 thermometers, 2 mystery goos, 1 science bay. Don't think I need an antenna. I don't think we're flying far enough away that I need an antenna. This is a fairly sturdy looking craft. I'm not 100% sure. Should we name this after viewers? So we'll call this the Animus Prime. So the M4J Animus Prime. We'll save it. We'll say our goodbyes to Jeb, because there's a very good chance he's not going to come back from this. I don't actually know what the thrust to weight of this is either. There we go. We got a lot of thrust. We got 57,272 delta V. That is enough. We could probably fly around the planet a couple of times. Quite easily. Heat shields, things like that, I don't need to worry about too much. It might be smart having some radiator panels just in case this thing gets hot. Stick some radiator panels on the side like that. And activate them as and when necessary. Anything else that we've got that might be useful? I think that's it. So, we're going to save, but before we launch, I'm just going to see how much it's going to cost to upgrade the runway. $75,000. Let's do it. That's a big game changer. Because when you've got the dirt runway, just you watch, this thing will be a metaphor for my... Oh god, don't say things like that. When you try and launch on the dirt runway, the plane just shakes itself to pieces, essentially. So it's always a good idea to upgrade the runway as soon as you can. I'm not going to go full throttle with this. I'm just going to boost enough. I mean, already I don't like this. Look at it. What is going on? Weird as hell. Alright. 3, 2, 1. See if I can abort the takeoff. Whoops! That didn't happen. You didn't see that. That never happened. Alright, I want to find out what happened here, actually. Friction control. So I think it's the... this. Don't worry, Dylan. We're going to try again. Like I said, that didn't happen. Alright. So we're shaking about a bit too much there. We weren't generating enough lift either. So I want to see... This isn't going to be for yaw. It is going to be for roll. So apparently that's it, extended. I'm not sure if I'm 100% happy with that. And then you adjust for pitch. You don't do anything else. Okay. Try again. No, it's fine. It was pilot error. And not setting the craft up properly. Hopefully we don't bounce up and down on the runway now. And even if we do, I'm going to quickly grab some... There we go. Alright, so, crew report. Keep that. We're going to do a pressure, temperature scan. We're going to do a barometer scan. We're going to do a mystery goo. But we're not going to do... Actually, we are going to do this. Why not? You only live once. Alright, so we are already rolling, so I might as well literally get us rolling. Set this up. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, 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 whoa. God, once it goes, it really goes. I'm not sure what the elevons are doing. They don't seem to be operating properly. I'll try inverted for this. See if that does it. I should probably check flaps on the runway as well before we start rolling. Alright, centre of thrust, centre of mass, centre of lift. Worst comes to worst, I'm going to swap out the wings for these. But we should be okay. Maybe I'll double up the elevons. Let's see. Because I don't think these are attached, and maybe that was the problem. Alright, we'll try that. We'll try that. Already I'm sitting here thinking, oh, it's one of those streams. Because I'm really struggling to get all this. Do we still have the... Right, crew report, keep. We'll put the brakes on while we're sat here. Keep. In fact, this probably would have been the right thing to press. Maybe? No? Observe. And we're going to keep that as well, and then we're going to close the doors. Okay. Quick check of the flaps. Does that look right? See, I think these need to be inverted. Well, maybe not. No. Okay. Just to check. These are all set up. So I'm not sure why we don't take off. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. We're going to run out of runway if I'm not careful. Come on, lift you bugger. Oh, new follower. I'll check that in a second. I think it was a follow anyway. Come on, lift. Lift. We're going to run out of runway. I don't get it. I don't get what's going wrong. Am I being deafened by that engine noise, by the way? Alright, centre of mass, centre of thrust, and then centre of lift. So centre of lift is right in the middle. Maybe it's too close to the middle now. Maybe we need to move it further back. If I move it to like there, now will this bastard take off? Move that to there. I'm not even sure if we need these radiators now, to be honest. Alright, atmospheric. Sure. All stages. Sure. I mean, you might be right. You might be right. It might need more thrust. I'm wondering if there's a speed element involved. Oops. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a speed element involved, perhaps. Maybe if I turn this off for pitch and just have you for roll. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe we were trying to launch it from two different places. Plane won't take off. Place your rear wheels or gear in front of the flaps on your wings. If your rear wheels are too far back, the aircraft will not be able to pivot on the wheels and lift its nose up. That could be the problem, actually. Our wheels might be too far back. Let me check who that notification was. Rob 1987, thank you very much for the follow. If you haven't done so already, feel free to vote as to what game you'd like to see me play next week. And also stay tuned to the end of the stream, because there are some credits with your name will be appearing on as well. So thank you very much for the follow. Alright, let's try... Oh, that's not very stable looking, is it? I'm just going to get rid of these radiators. I don't think we're going to be going fast enough for that to be a problem. Particularly as at the moment we can't even get in the air. Never mind burn through it. Let's try that. No, let's not try that. Let's try... a little bit further. Maybe that. Centre of lift just behind the centre of mass. We should be able to pivot enough that we don't take the engine off as well. Let's try it. I'm sure when I made videos on this game I had problems with the space plane as well. Trying to get it up. Trying to get the plane up. You know what I mean. Alright, so we're bouncing. I'm going to put the brakes on. Stop us moving. Press T. Turn that off. Do this. 3, 2, 1. Whoops. Well, we started lifting that time. We started lifting. Try that again. I'm so sorry, Dylan. I wasn't trying to crash a plane named in your honour. Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Press T. I get it now. I get it. We weren't generating enough lift. Okay, one more attempt. One more attempt. Because I think I've got it now. I think I've got it now. So if we move that there, get rid of these, shift this to there. Okay, move this to just have one and put it there. And do this. Right, let's check. Center of thrust, center of mass, center of lift. So the center of lift needs to move backwards slightly, which we can do with this, like that. That, I think, is enough to get us airborne now. And I don't think the engine will touch the floor now. We were too long. I think that was the issue. We were too long. So I could do that and have two tail fins at the back. It's not the worst looking plane in the world, is it? It's a masterpiece. Thank you. I know you don't mean it. Okay. It looks better this time. It looks ready. Keep. This is the easy bit, believe it or not. Taking off is the easy bit. It's landing that's difficult. More Kerbals die landing a space plane than through any other form of torture. 'Cause that is what this essentially is for them. Torture. Turn the game volume down a little bit as well so you can actually hear me. Come on. Come on. Lift. Lift. You must be able to generate enough pivot. Oh, we're going to crash again. We're going to crash again. Come on. Come on. Yes! Have we got enough lift though? I'm not sure we do. I think we might be too heavy. I think that's our problem right now. Alright. Here's the next question. Can I land this again? The answer is no. I might just give up with space planes at this rate and go back to rockets. It's too heavy, or we're not generating enough lift from this wing. So I'm going to try this instead. See if this does it. Now, does this... No, it doesn't have any elevons or anything on it at the moment. So I need to move it back, like so. I don't think I need a tail fin. Or I don't need the sideways tail fins. I think I can get away with just one on the top. Like that. Okay, now I put the elevons on. But I don't think this needs elevons. I think it just works by itself. Let's test that theory. This is painful. I can't imagine what it must be like for you. There's people watching this, I imagine, like 10 years from now on YouTube going, "You're doing it wrong. You're supposed to do it like this." It's all in good fun. Right, I've lost the barometer and everything, but I don't care at this point in time. I just want to get this thing flying. Yeah, I don't think this has any control surfaces on it. Revert to the hangar. So we need to get the elevons on this. Put 2 of them on. And then rotate them into position. And then move it . There we go. Okay, so you're not responsible for yaw, but you are responsible for roll and pitch. You're not responsible for roll and pitch, but you are for yaw. I'm going to turn off steering on this. And I hope that this generates enough lift now. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to have 2 lots. Hopefully that's enough. Alright, and then I'm going to go science, thermometers. We'll put the thermometers out here, and the barometers we're going to put there. Like that. The goo I'm actually going to move onto the wings as well. Like so. And I kind of want to move that decoupler. Well, we've got batteries now. I might use these as well. There we go. So centre of lift is now quite a ways behind centre of mass, but I think for what we're trying to achieve, that's okay. Hopefully this works. 3, 2, 1. Yada yada yada. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. I just don't think we're generating enough lift. In fact, I'm pretty adamant we're not generating enough lift. I should look at these stats a bit more, shouldn't I? Is there anything... Put the brakes on. Is there anything here that tells me what I need to know? No. Alright, in that case, we're not going to go and take off. We're going to limit this to something like that. And we're going to log pressure. We're going to log temperature. We're going to log mystery goo. We're going to log this. And we're going to do a crew report. We're then going to close these doors. And we're going to do the following. We're going to ramp this up to full. We're going to turn the engine on. We're going to release the brakes. And we're going to start driving it like a car. Okay, here we go. Alright, and we're just going to drive around the Space Center, gathering science. Or at least we're going to get the left-hand wing's worth of science as well. I did do temperature, didn't I? I'm sure I did. Okay, and then when we get to... How is the flagpole? Is that the flagpole? Let's just go to the vehicle assembly building. Whoopsie doodle. Let's not do that, eh? I think these controls need to be inverted, actually. I think that generates lift, does it not? Maybe I was just forcing it into the ground. I'll need to look that up. Okay. And brake. There we go. And recover. I think it is actually running the experiments. It's just not telling me. So there you go, we've got quite a bit of science there. Got 60 science. Alright, so now I'm going to go research development, flight control, and we're going to get MechJeb. So that's probably going to be the game changer now. I'm going to go back into this. we're going to go command and control. We're going to stick this baby on top. And it's going to tell us everything we've been doing wrong. Okay. So, got plenty of delta V, 1 hour 57 minutes we can fly for. Let's see if there's a space plane autopilot for this. Okay, mech jeb, aircraft autopilot, there we go. So altitude hold, 2,500 meters, vertical speed hold, so I think that's set. Hope that's set. Heading, sure. Speed, 250 meters per second. Alright, engage autopilot. Let's see if it does it. It's not going, is it? It's not going. Spaceplane hangar. What am I doing wrong? I got it working before. I can't remember what I did. Are we just not going fast enough? Are we going too fast? Is the pivot wrong? What the heck am I doing? Place your rear wheels in front of the flaps on your wings. If your rear wheels are too far back, the aircraft will not pivot. So the rear wheels should be just behind the centre of mass. But I can see how that's going to end. That's going to end with the bloody engine being ripped off, isn't it? There you go, rear wheels just behind centre of mass. Launch. Alright, so we're going to try it without the autopilot just for a second. See if I can actually get this thing to take off. I'm going to have it up, ready. Speed hold, we're going to do 150. Roll hold, we don't need to worry about. Vertical speed. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Whoops, wrong button. Alright, come on. Come on, spaceplane. I think it was about to then. I think it was actually about to start working. Those things on the wings may be inverted. See, I keep wondering that. I keep wondering if the elevons need to be inverted or not. See, that feels... No, I think they were right. I think they were right. Do you know what? I'm just going to go back to rockets, because we've wasted so much time doing this. So much time. Vehicle assembly building. I'll get it working. Sometime I'll get it working. Alright, command pod. We'll go for some of these fuel tanks. Like before. Engines, we're going to go with the Reliant. As you know, we're not. We're going to go with the Swivel. We've got plenty of thrust to weight, so no need to worry about that. Make sure the parachute is on top, and make sure that there is a decoupler. Did I see anything for... yeah, heat shields. That'll come in handy. Coupling, decoupler. There we go. So you go there. You go there. I mean, this feels too big for this kind of rocket. That feels far too big. But then this feels... I mean, that feels too blocky. And this one... actually, no, it's about right. I was about to say it feels too small, but I think that's about right. I might add some more fuel tanks, because we've only got 2,500 Delta V at the moment. Plus I do need to add this. Underneath like that. Plus... I mean, am I going to try and orbit this thing? Because I reckon that could get me into orbit. Especially if we add some of these. If there's anyone out there thinking, has he learnt from his mistake before? The answer is, evidently not. Alright, now I don't like the idea of the engine standing, or the craft standing on that one engine. So, I'm going to put these low enough that it should be standing on the 3. Or at least it will look like it's standing on the 3. Now this could be way too powerful again, as we've already discovered. I'm just thinking, should I put the other science experiments on it now? I probably should. Probably should. Because if we get into orbit, then this stuff will be handy to have. Like that. I'm also going to put one of these on. We'll put that there, and then directly below that we're going to put one of these on. So delta V wise, we should have plenty of oomph. 2,863 should be more than enough. Right, so we've got these, which are going to launch at the same time as that. And then I'm also going to put 3 on this. Just thinking where to put them. How many parts is this, by the way? Probably too many. I'm going to put you... apparently I'm putting you like that. So in that case, I'm going to put you... Alright, let's go do it the old-fashioned way. One there. And one there. And you're going to launch... Alright, yeah, you're going to launch at the same time as that and as that. So this was M4J. Call this the XVI Mark 1. So we got quite a lot of delta V there. Science-wise, we're good. Thermal-wise, we've got the heat shield. Aerodynamically, we should be okay. Payload, we don't need that because there's nothing to go inside it. I think that's everything we need. So, check the staging. All 4 engines fire. The 3 boosters get decoupled and the parachute opens. Then the main rocket here gets decoupled and the parachutes open. And then finally the command module parachute opens. Can't support... Okay, so we need to go and upgrade this. See how much that costs. Can't afford it. Not even close. So we're going to have to take some stuff off. In that case, I'm going to take off the parachutes. Yeah, I'm going to take off the parachutes. Like that. And... take all this stuff off. Again. Science. It's going to put 1 of each. So you there. You there. You there. Boy, am I hoping that's enough. Oh, it's too heavy now. Crying out loud. Alright. That's a little bit easier to fix. Really? I'm half a ton. What weighs half a ton? Do these weigh half a ton? No. Alright. Let's go see how much the landing pad is going to cost to upgrade. If it's like 75,000, then I'm just going to do it. 50,000. I'm going to do it. We've got an upgraded launch pad now. What contracts have I got, actually? If there's one for orbit. So active, okay. Orbit Kerbal. We get 48 grand if we complete that. I've currently got 132,000. I'm going to put that fuel tank back on, because I think we're going to need it. Alright, launch. Here we go. The M4J XVI Mark 1. Is it going to fly? That's the first question. Have we got MechJeb? Damn it, we haven't got MechJeb. We got Smart ASS. So if I do surface up to start with. Alright. Push you up. Check the staging again. So it's that. Actually, I could put the parachutes back on, can't I? Since we can now support... Oh no, because I have to stay under 30 parts. Still. Because it's the vehicle assembly building, can't take more than 30 parts. Forgot about that. Okay. So I can't do the ascent guidance, but I've got the smart ASS, which will help us. And yes, I know it says smart ass. Okay. Surface up. Yeah, surface up. 3, 2, 1. It's not going well. It's not going well. I know how to do this. I'm going to take off the boosters. I'm going to take off the boosters. Is this the swivel? Yeah. I'm going to make sure. Swivel. Yeah. Right. I'm also going to put some parachutes on this as well. Since I've got more parts to play around with now. Launch. Oh, I hope this works. Surface up. 3, 2, 1. Alright, there we go. Orbital prograde. I feel like we're tipping over too much here. Yeah, we are. Revert to launch. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do this. Thought it was a Christian stream. Okay then. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We will start going prograde when we reach 5,000 meters. There we go. That's the one I think we want actually, surface velocity. Yeah, that's the one we want. Okay, so we're not going to get orbital with this yet. But I reckon a couple more boosters either side of it. So I think if we do that, couple of decouplers either side like that, and then some of these fuel tanks come on. What are you doing? This, yeah. Jesus. That was more effort than it was worth, surely. We haven't got struts yet, have we? No. So I think if we just put some oomphlers on the sides like that, and then a couple of nose cones on top, that takes us up to 30 parts. Okay, so let's move these parachutes to here. So all engines fire, and then we decouple the sides and open their parachutes at the same time, And that should get us... That's 2,000. Let's see if there's a Delta V map. Remember how much it costs to get you into orbit. Geostationary orbit 950 according to this to get up there. Oh no, hang on. That's Kerbal. So geostationary orbit is... Really? That much? Apparently we need more. We'll try this. We'll see how far we can get. Come on. We're nearly at the end of the stream. Let's do one last hurrah for good old Jeb, who's died about 10 times tonight. 3, 2, 1. Hell no. That is too much thrust. So we're not going to go full thrust. We're going to go about 3/4 thrust. We're going to lock you two up. And we're going to say 3, 2, 1. And then when the air starts to get thinner, so around 5,000, then we're going to go surface prograde. This thing is bloody powerful though, isn't it? That's what's causing the flips, is I think we're going too fast. Was there something to limit the speed? Jeb is an... Yeah, Jeb must have the most deaths of any video game character ever. Is there somewhere where I can limit the speed? Flight recorder... No. Alright, so we're just going to throttle half then. Maybe even less than that. Like this maybe? Because once you go past 100 meters per second, that's where things start to go a little bit wrong. So you can see now we're not breaking through the sound. There's no drag markers or anything like that. Although we are still going quite fast. But we are rising as well. So when we get to 5,000, I'm going to start doing the prograde. It was going so well. Just point up. Come on. Come on. No. No. Point up, damn it. Bloody hell. Oh, we're going to crash into them now, aren't we? Yikes. Alright, now surface velocity. We need to unlock more stuff. Alright, let's try this one more time, but with no side boosters. I'm just going to go up, as we are. Like that. Nothing on the sides. I'm going to put this back up to 3. In fact, we're going to put better ones. In fact, we're also going to add a little bit more fuel. Now, long rockets are also problematic. But I don't think we're long enough for that to be a thing. Maybe we might be, actually, looking at it. Just in case, I'm going to put a couple of extra fins on the sides here. Something like that. Alright. We'll try that. So a reminder again to people that haven't yet voted, I'll put the Moobot command up again. The winner of the stream is the game that we play next week. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We are going to have to go full oomph this time. So this extra stability up here should help us now. We are rotating quite a bit. I know it's fighting it. It's fighting it. Okay, when we reach 5,000, there we go. Let's try orbital prograde. It is going up. It is going up. We are currently now breaking the sound barrier. We're getting very hot. And we are now out of fuel as well. So how high are we going to get? Oh, we're close. We're actually very close. I think a couple more. Going to be a bit more strategic here. I'm going to take all this off and I'm going to put another that and this, I guess. We are now a very tall rocket. So I'm going to remove those and I'm going to put some of these here, like that, and then up at the very top I'm going to put a couple of these, just to ensure that we do fly straight and that we turn when we're supposed to. Right, so now it's going to be that engine fires, then we decouple, and that engine fires, and then we decouple, and then it's parachutes. Let's see. Let's see what happens now. So we've added a bit more weight, but we have then... maybe I should put the extra oomph engine on the bottom. Thinking about it. Alright, one more crack. And then we're going to fly this. And we're going to just see how far it gets. I'm going to add some extra time to the end of the stream, since I've been fannying around trying to get this working. There we go. So fire, decouple, fire, decouple, parachute. So now we've got 1,568, 930. See, according to this, a geostationary orbit is 4,515 delta V. So we're actually nowhere near it at this moment in time. Let's go check the R&D one more time. Because I think there's better fuel tanks and better engines that we can unlock. Yeah, advanced rocketry. So we need 45, we've got 15. So we need 30 more. And then we have more fuel tanks. We've got a fuel adapter as well, which would be nice. Another fuel tank. The Thuds and the Terrier. Alright, I have an idea. So we're going to do this. We're then going to do this. And then we're going to do this. With... got to remind myself what buttons are the hotkeys. I mean, that could work. So we don't even need that. We just need this. Okay. And then we're going to put some sciencey stuff. In fact, I tell you what we're actually going to do is... Whoops. I'm going to scrap that as well. We're going to put this. And then we're going to put this. 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 And these. This is going to be our little M4J Golfer Rover Mark 1. I didn't put the science on it. God's sake. I'll get it right. One day I will get it right. Okay, so we're going to put a ton of science on this thing. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3 goo canisters. We're also going to temporarily decouple this and stick a Science Junior on the back, which I'm tempted to put more than one of, but we'll see. Thermometer. We've got 2 there, another 2 there, and then 4 barometers like that. Haha. Yes. You all get your turn, don't worry. I've been following Quill's new Kerbal Space Program stream that he's been doing on Mondays. And he has a mod that allows him to name his Kerbonauts after his subscribers. That's quite fun to see. Because it's like a random draft. You get drafted in, and then you get to watch your Kerbal named after you die in a horrible explosion. Come on, engine. I'm hoping this stops bouncing. If we roll off the side here, might stop bouncing. Nope. I'm going to have to up the oomph. There we go. It's just the load screens now. That's what's doing my head in. All these bloody load screens. Right, did I ever get the science from the runway in the end? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Because then I went and drove over to the VAB. Okay. So this thing, I think, is working. And the jet engine now should start doing its job, no? Is it pushing us? It is, very slowly. That could be the other thing as well. Maybe the engine wasn't powerful enough to get us up. Oh, I didn't put an air take. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Didn't put an air take on this. Where am I going to put that? I think I'm going to have to do something like this. Which is actually what I wanted to do for the wings. Of the first attempt. Was to actually sling 2 of these under the wings. This is going to be a very powerful rocket car now. And there is a fuel overlay. It is actually going to work. So the Golfer Rover is probably going to go supersonic on the ground. Let's find out, shall we? I thought it wasn't revving up properly. It does explain it. Oh yes. Now it's going. Okay. So this thing's job is just to go around collecting science. Just got to control the brakes. There we go. I think this turns green when there's science to be done. And then I can tell it to do it. I think. I hope. Maybe not. Yeah, temperature scan already stored. Alright, let's go over here then. Already stored. So I think now if I just drive around all these different locations, we should pick up a ton of science. Keep that one. Has this already been done? Yep. So how much stuff have we got in here? 6. Let's not go down the hill. There's the flagpole. I'm sure they have stuff from there. Yep. Right, let's just check it from here. That still says 6. Aha! There we go. So now we're getting the auto science done. Oh, that very nearly turned into a crash then. So that should now say, yeah, 12. Come on. There we go. So we should get something from there as well. Oh, this is still R&D. Okay. So now we're going to shoot over here to whatever this is. Didn't see the hill. Bloody, bloody, bloody hell. Alright, now we got this. Tracking station. Yep, apparently we've already got that. So we're up to 15 lots of data now. This is an absolute ton of science. And then we're going to park it here. See what this is. Tracking station again. Alright. And we're going to recover the vessel. That should hopefully be lots of science. Hopefully. Yeah, 37.5 science earned. Alright, so now I can go to R&D and I can unlock advanced rocketry. Now I can go back to this and fix the damn rocket. So I'm going to load the XVI and then we're going to take all of this and get rid of it. So you go, this is what we're working with now. Sweet. And then engine wise, we got the Terrier, we got some swivels and stuff like that. So I'm going to do this with a Terrier, and this is going to be our deorbiting stage, like so. And then I'm going to put a decoupler. I'm going to have the center of mass and the center of thrust open whilst I do this. So you're going to launch at the same time as that. Alright, and then we're going to have a couple more of these. Actually, we're going to have that, and then we're going to have that, and then we're going to have this. Or are we? Maybe not. We're going to have that and that. Then we're going to have that. And then we're going to have that. Okay, and then we're going to put a Reliant underneath it. And that's still not enough to get us into orbit. What am I missing? First of all, let's put this there. And then I can put that there and that just above it. Got good old mech jeb to help. So I think we just need more fuel now. change the colour of these as well, which I think is quite cool. So that's now, what, 2,900 delta V. And then if I put a couple of these, two should be fine. And then we'll get some more of these. Put a couple of swivels. How much is that now? So it's not even 3,000. I feel like I just feel like I should be doing something different here. Oh, what's the fuel capacity of that? Let's close that and move that. Fuel capacity is 99, and the fuel capacity of that is 180. So I think, instead of messing around with this, scrap all that and just put another one of those on, and then grab you. Like that. Like that. And then like that. Put these all in the right place. That's the same delta V as what we had before. In fact, it's less, I think. Maybe I'll quadruple this. Like that. Oh, that might be enough. Yeah, bye-bye Mourinho, definitely. Alright, so apparently it's 3,400 delta V to get up there, and then another 1,115 to circularize. So we've got 2,298 on the ground, so we're a little bit short there, but then once we get into the vacuum of space, we got 2,120 in this extra stage, which might well be enough to get us circularized. The only way really to find out is to test it. Do I trust my instincts? I think we've got too many parts. Yeah. So it'll have to be... Even that's too many parts. So we've just lost a load of our fuel. Launch. Let's just see what this does. Newcastle are playing Man U tomorrow as well, so it'll be sweet in so many different ways if Newcastle win and Mourinho gets sacked. Alright. 3, 2, 1. We'll see what this does. So when we reach 5,000 meters, I'll start doing the orbital prograde. fact, I could probably start doing it now. No. No, I can't start doing it now. So it's surface velocity that I want, isn't it? Doobie-doo. I think I'm going to spend, once I finish the stream tonight, I'm going to spend the time till I go to bed trying to work out how to get that space plane working first of all. And then how to get this working as well. I think I've unlocked things in the wrong order. Is the problem. I think you're supposed to focus on rockets first and then sort of migrate over to do the rest. So it's surface velocity prograde is what I want. I think. Although I'm still not convinced, you know. I think once I've gotten rid of these things, it might help. Let's see. Oh. I think I know what I've done wrong, which doesn't help things. I've kind of put these on the wrong way around, essentially. You should be on the middle, and you should be on the outside. There we go. So we get that extra oomph off the launch pad, and then once we get up in the air, the swivel takes over. Ugh, so stressful. I'm desperately trying to remember what I used to do. Because I used to be okay at this. I used to be okay. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to stop doing countdowns as well and just press the bloody button. Wasting time otherwise. So orbital prograde is what causes us to flip over. So don't do that. Not from launch anyway. Wait until you're high enough. This is where the ascent guidance would come in really handy too. Is everything auto-strutted as well? I don't even know. Don't even know. 3. No countdowns. I did say no countdowns. Okay, throttle down a little bit. Don't want to break 100 meters per second that quickly, I don't think. We got a lot of thrust to weight. Look at that, 5 point something. It's not the thrust. The thrust isn't the problem. It's the tipping the balance that's the problem. We've got to wait till we're higher. So I think now I might be able to start doing surface velocity plus. It looks like it's going to tip over again still. Oh no, we're about 10,000 meters actually. We should be fine now. Okay. Stage. Prograde. Really? Really? I just don't get this. Do I need to up the oomph now? Is that the problem? Yeah, okay. I think I needed to up the oomph. So I do still have another stage. Let's rotate this back, shall we? So I don't think we're going to be able to circularize with this one. I might be wrong. Alright, we're still going very, very high. Very high, very fast. I'm not very happy with this. We're going way too fast. Let's try and get some science from this at least. Yikes. That's not gone well. Alright, everything stop blowing up, please. Oh, I think our decoupler's gone wrong. Alright, how much fuel has this got left? Help! So was it the thermometer and the barometer that boomed? I think it was. Okay. Kilrot. Let's face retro for this. Is there not a heat shield on this? I thought I put a heat shield on this. Whoops, apparently not. Let's just face retro. That should be fine. Alright, Jeb, well, you're going to get some experience from this, and we're going to get some science from this as well. It looks like we're going to land just off the coast here. Are we running out of electric charge? I don't know. We got enough. Still. Turn that off. That should save on power. Yeah. Okay. So I can start opening the parachute shortly. I'm going to time warp a little bit first. Alright, so what were the... it was between 4 and 9, wasn't it? Hey! Contract. Done. And close you. That should get us more science, completing that contract. I hope. Alright, is that open? And down we come still, into the water. How much stuff have we got stored in here at the moment? 2. Yeah, everything else got kind of blown up, didn't it? Don't get anything from that. So what data have we got? A crew report and the materials study. Oh, and mystery goo. Okay. Recover. I want to take another trip to the R&D and see what the next upgrade we can get is and how much it's going to cost. So we got 24 science from that. Research and development. So really it's up here. Heavy rocketry. This is what we want. Or propulsion, not propulsion systems, fuel systems. Actually, yeah, having asparagus staging would be important. So we need 90 for that. That stuff I'm not too fussed about. So it is really this one. So it's just more science. Because it gives us loads more fuel tanks. Plus whatever the hell that is. That's a nose cone fuel tank, isn't it? And then that is what is really important, the fuel lines. So we need a lot more science. Is what I'm getting from this. We need a lot more science. I'm going to have one more crack at building a space plane. I'm going to try and make it work. So this I'm going to get rid of. And I'm going to put the engines under the wheels. Not that size, this size. Under the wheels? Under the wings, sorry. Like this. I'm going to have two of them, one on each side. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Then we're going to stick a pair of them there. We're going to... Actually, we are going to have to start new. Because I want this. And do you know what? I'm going to see if I can get it to fly with these. And then a tail connector. I think that's one too many of these actually. Like that. So it looks a bit ugly. It's probably not going to be very aerodynamically sound, but if it works, then brilliant. So we want the swept wings, and we want two of them, one on each side like that. We're going to get the center of mass and the center of lift, like that. Then we're going to put the fuel tanks on. Like this. Just trying to work out why they're angled like that. Now the question is, 2 of these or 4? We're going to try like that. And then we're going to put the engines on the back. Like so. So currently the center of mass is just in front of the center of lift. We're not done yet. I'm going to put a tail fin. Actually, we're going to put 2 tail fins. Like this. Because I like that look. And then for the wheels, what I'm actually thinking of doing is putting these... is it going to work? Actually, can I attach them to there? I think that's a bit too stupid. I'm going to try and attach the wheels to this, about there. So they shouldn't, the engines shouldn't touch the ground at any point during this, because there's wheels right there. That's the theory. We only want one of you at the front. And these I'm going to have another crack at placing properly. I mean, that's not very good, is it? I think they have to go like that, but then it's very close to the... I could do that. So it's a very wide aircraft. Now we've got to put some more mass towards the back, which I think I'll be able to do. If I remove this, like that. I will put a winglet in the middle for extra control. Yeah, now I've got to just up the oomph at the back. Let's put a mech jeb. In fact, mech jeb can go on this. I'll move it back a little bit. There. Okay. So science. I'll put a mystery goo container. I'll put a ring of these. Like this. So we should be able to collect data as we fly. And if I do the same thing with barometers, and then thermometers, like that. I've only got one science bay, but that should be okay. I'm just thinking, is there a way I can abort all this if it goes wrong? I'm not sure if I want to. That's the thing. I kind of feel like if it goes wrong, we go down with our ship kind of thing. Electrics, that's quite important. We need quite a bit of electrics. So a ring of batteries. Alright, so this is going to be the M4J, and then who was the follow? Rob, 1987. There we go. Save. So everything fires at the same time. Ah, can't support vessels over 30 parts. Okay, that's fine, because we can just limit these a little bit more. We'll have 3 of those. We'll have 3 of those. And we'll have 3 of these. And then for the batteries, we'll get rid of them altogether. 35. I think we'll have to get rid of these extra engines as well. There we go, 29. So our delta V hasn't actually dropped that much. Let's see if this thing flies. Oh, we didn't put the elevons on, did we? Damn it. I don't think we need them. That's the thing. I think on the swept wings we should be okay. Oh god. Oh, I know what's causing this. Got to increase the suspension. Right. I will put a couple of elevons on just in case. So it's that, and then I think it's that. And then I'm going to remove that and move these up. So you go, center of lift is just behind center of mass. We've got a bit of weight at the front still. Let's see what happens. If this thing flies, I will be incredibly impressed. We don't need full. Here we go. Which I think we do need that. We don't need it for roll. Oh my god. It's actually... Is it going? Is it going? Oh my. I mean, it's not staying up, but it is taking off. Oops. Come on, brake, 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 brake. Brake, 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 brake. Please. Phew. Now this didn't work. Is that what you're supposed to do? Maybe that's where I went wrong. Alright. Well, we actually got some science during that. So I'm going to bring this back. Recover it and then relaunch it. So we're up to 42 science now. Jeb's ready for his next assignment. So we're going to go back in the ROB. Which one? Are they both the same? Yeah. I think they're both the same. So launch. And we're going to give this one last crack. And then we're going to end the stream. Because we're coming up to 3 hours. I still need to cast my vote as well. So I think we're going to do... Is it that? And that. And that. I think is what we're supposed to set up. So, let's go. Engage. Is it working? Holy crap, I think it's working. Alright, if I can get this working, Dylan, I'm going to go back and fix yours. And make your space plane work as well. How much data have we got stored? Currently nothing. So if I change the heading to 0... Is it going to move? I think it is. So you're not responsible for yaw. But you are responsible for pitch and roll. You're not responsible for roll. It is turning. Very slowly, but it is turning. And we're coming up to 2,500 meters, so we're leveling off. It works! It actually works! And we should hold the speed at 150 meters per second as well. Although that one is going higher. So I might not be able to control that one, but the rest... that's not what I wanted to do. It's the heading that I wanted to change. So we want this to be 90. Alright, can I change this to 90? There we go. Set. Yes! Speed hold set. Boom. It is working. So if I now change this from 90 to 180, it's a long way to go for this. Whoops, 180 set. And I'm also going to increase this to 5,000. Hopefully we don't stall. I'm going to put this back down to like 25. There we go. Corrected the stall. So it's not 180 that I want at all, is it? It's 270. There we go. So we're going to fly over land, and we should hopefully get some more science coming in. Fantastic. Looks like it's going to take a little while to get our heading sorted, so I'm going to turn down the roll limit to 30, because we're going to spin out of control at this rate. There we go. Actually, let's put it up to 45. There we go. No, we're still rolling out of control, aren't we? 20? See, that's rolling more than 20. You're not doing roll. Maybe I should put these doing roll as well. That might help. Bit more stability going on. Or not, as the case may be. I think it said we already had this. Can I not? I think I've just wasted a mystery goo. Might as well keep it. It's a little bit of science. I think actually once we get up to 5,000 meters, I was about to say we should stop. What is it doing? Have we just lost all control now? Oh, I think I know what's happening. I think the centre of mass is shifting. Okay, can I save this? Um, um, Revert to the hangar. I'm going to make the fuselage design a little bit simpler. So we're going to move you there. I'm going to move you back. We're going to scrap this and we're going to replace it with... In fact, are we going to replace it with anything? Should we just stick that on? So I think I could do this. And have this be our aircraft. Now, centre of thrust, centre of lift, and centre of mass. So the centre of mass is just behind the centre of thrust. If I then start to empty these, let's do them both for the sake of evenness. Is it Alt? No? So let's see what happens as they empty. Actually, not a lot. So this might be a better design. That's what I'm trying to say. This might be a better design. Alternatively, we go to these near the back, like that. And then I will still put a tail fin on the top. To control the yaw. Now I can move the centre of thrust forward by doing this. I think actually what I'm going to do is put these at the back and then put canards at the front. Like this. These need to point upwards more, I would say. There we go. And this looks like it's got a moustache, actually. Not sure if I like that. Put them level. Centre of thrust, centre of lift, sorry, is right outside the centre of mass. It's as that moves forward that I'm a little bit concerned about. Maybe I can move the engines forward underneath the wheels a bit more. I've not actually changed much there, have I? Put that there. It's a very stubby aircraft we've got now. Let's see how this flies. So this will be a Mark II. And actually, I'm going to put some more elevons on this as well. There's a snap point there. Yeah. Which makes me think maybe there is a snap point all along, and like that was in the wrong place. Because that's definitely snapping, whereas it wasn't before. Okay, now I need to remove something. What do I remove? Because but we're one part over the limit, would you believe? I mean, if this is... Hang on. Let's put these as these. Have them control roll and things like that. And then I can take these ones off again and have you control pitch and roll but not yaw, and then just have you control yaw. Let's try it. Nervous. Very nervous. Come on. Don't need that. We do need that. Oops. Alright. So, let's get this thing airborne first. 3, 2... Yeah, you get the idea. This thing should get airborne. Oh yeah, with ease. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, altitude, set. And set that as well. So we are rising. Now if I do heading, and set, and set, and then speed, set. Now we don't seem to be turning. Is that because we're climbing first? I'm not sure how the speed one actually works. Because it certainly isn't holding us to... Oh, I got to engage. That's why. It certainly isn't holding us to the speed. Although we are starting to slow down now. But is that because we're turning? Alright, we're still turning. It's a shame there isn't an overlay now for centre of mass and things like that. Oh, there might be actually, maybe in here. Vessel info. There's an overall mass. It's controlling itself a lot better. That's for sure. But it is accelerating again, which I'm not a big fan of because I think it's going to overheat. Let's put this up to 5,000. Alright, penultimate call everyone. If you want to vote for what game you want to see me play next week, now is your chance. So what data have we got stored now? Did anyone see? It's not the goo or the temperature, is it? I'll put one more Moobot command so you can see what games to vote for. I'm not going to mention which one's winning at the moment, but I am aware of which one's winning. I am yet to cast my vote as well. Okay, so we are flying towards the mountains, and I'm a little bit concerned that we're not going to get above them. Not 750. 7,500. Can I do a 45-degree climb? We got loads of fuel. We could do this for ages. Oh, Golf has voted for Planet Coaster. Interesting. It will be Global Ventures, just to let you know. And also the FIFA one, it will be a Stevish career that I started this afternoon. Eventually, I'm hoping, if someone else I know buys the game on the Xbox, we'll be able to do pro clubs. Alright, if anyone else wants to vote for what game they want to see. How are we doing climb-wise? We are going to go way above that mountain now. Let's go check the map. See where we're going, because we're currently flying... Yeah, we're currently flying west. So we're going to be going across this way. I've got to be careful that we don't lose the radio signal. That might make things a little bit problematic, but for now, quite happy. We've got loads of science, which does mean I'm going to have to land this thing somehow, which I'm a little bit worried about. This is a good plane design though, it's working nicely. It's doing its job. Just to find some flat land to land on. Alright, I'm going to cast my vote whilst I can. Don't let this sway you in any way, shape or form though. It's just me wanting to do something new on the channel. There is still an out in front winner. I should have put the Kerbal engineer thing on so I could have seen the biomes, because I don't think... There's a flight recorder. Does that show biomes? No, don't think it does. Surface info, I doubt that would. So we are just sort of stuck with this for the time being. Alright, I'm going to attempt to land this on camera. So I'm going to turn the heading down to 90 again. There we go. Let's see if we can spin around. Okay. Still coming around. KSC is just over. Actually, I think it's it. That's it, just over there. Okay, we're going to start debanking now. Oh, it is cool watching this work autonomously. Gotta love a bit of autopilot. It's one of my favourite things to do when I used to play Flight Simulator. Was just take off in like a 737, stick on the autopilot, and then just every now and then change the number from like 10,000 feet to 50,000 feet. and watch it do the steep climb and then the steep descent whilst holding the speed and all that kind of thing. It's very satisfying. So we've got 19 minutes of fuel. I'm going to turn this down to like 10. And I'm going to turn this down to 2,500. So hopefully now we glide over the mountains. Go throttle down. I'm prepared to feather the throttle just in case we start stalling. How much data have we got now? Still 4. So I just needed, was it 60 more science? Right, have we unlocked this? I'm going to now. Close the doors. Right, so coming down at 10 meters a second. Try and hold the speed at 100. I don't think the speed one works that well. Maybe we have to unlock some more stuff before that becomes a thing. I feel like we're not doing a very good job with that. The rest of it though, pretty happy. So I just need to find a flat bit of land. Somewhere over here looks good. So if I now increase this to 45, I'm going to come in a little bit hotter, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to do a quick save, quick time warp as well. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take us down to 1,000. And at some point I'm going to have to turn off the autopilot. Actually, how high are we? It doesn't feel like we're that high at all. I don't think we are, in fact. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot now. I'm going to bring us in. I'm going to attempt a landing. This is going to end very, very badly for poor old Jeb. It's going to try and keep the nose up to start with, whilst throttling down. Alright, we're a little bit higher than I thought. We can come down to 500 at a climb of 10. See, I'm sure this, maybe it does when you unlock more, but I'm sure it used to have a land at the KSC, or even just a landing guidance, I think it was called. It isn't there, is it? No. Gosh darn it. Alright, 400. Still coming in slow. It's getting a bit hilly again here, actually. I'm not sure I like this. That could have been us going down there. Let's go down to 300. I mean, actually, 150 might work. I want to descend quickly, but not so quickly that we end up coming in nose down, because that's not going to work very well for us. I don't like this terrain. I want to climb back up. Change our heading to 180. Oh no, wrong way. Wrong way. 360. Or 0. Yeah, 0. We should probably have done the climb first. Climb, 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 climb. Alright, we're climbing. Let's increase the oomph just to make that happen even more so. Because we are now technically inside the crater. Are we stalling? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, it was going so well. Oh, it was going so well. Gotta load up that quick save. We're gonna try that landing again. Alright. Come on, Jeb. 45. Engage autopilot. What the hell? Alright, so we've got this huge open expanse now that we can land on. We're going to bring this down to 300 at a rate of 10 meters a second. I'm going to try not to shake the craft apart, but we do want to come down fairly quickly. Just keep it at 500 for now. And if it looks like we're going to touch down, I'm going to quickly turn off the autopilot, kill the throttle, and try and bring it down with the brakes. It's one of these things. I imagine being a pilot, doing this flight for the first time, must be one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of your life. Because once you're in the air, you have to land. You can't just fly around forever. That must really, really be scary, that thought. Of you, at some point you're going to have to do a controlled crash. Because that's essentially what a landing is. We're not going to clear this hill at this rate. That's not necessarily a bad thing if we can land on the top of a hill and just use the brakes as we roll down. We are going to clear it just. Alright, let's bring it down to 1,000. Slowly but surely. See, I don't know whether this is an optical illusion or not, because it looks like we're about 200 foot off the ground. But I reckon we're a lot higher than that. 750. Go. Where's the shadow? That's a good idea of where we are. So there's the shadow. Alright, so we reached 750. Kill the throttle a little bit more. 500. Go. Alright, I'm going to disengage the autopilot. I'm going to try and land. Oh, I came in a bit fast then. Oh crap. I think that's worse than actually just blowing up in a fireball, is losing a wheel like that. Now I've got to try and land on just 2 wheels. Alright, brakes on. Oh, Jeb! Yeah, need textures to see the depth. That's a good point. Alright. Engage. That. 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 So I'll come down quicker but slower, if that makes sense. Got to reduce the speed. That's our problem right now. tiny bit of throttle. That's all we need. Air brakes. We should have had air brakes. You do unlock them in future, but having them right now would have been really handy. Okay, we are coming down. Speed is also dropping. Alright, speed's below 100 and that's good. That makes my life a little bit easier. I'm just going to throttle up a smidge. Oh, a smidge is too much apparently. Alright, there we go. So we've got to come down at this sort of speed. Are we going to clear that hill? I'm not sure we are, but I'm going to disengage the autopilot. Whoops. Almost nosedived then. There you go. You've got to control the descent, because if you come in too fast, your speed goes too high. That'll do. I will take that. That will do. We get some science from that. How much though? That's the question. It should have all been stored in the cockpit, which is what survived. Yes, 78. We needed... It was 90, wasn't it? For heavy rocketry. In fact, no, it wasn't that. It was fuel systems that I wanted. So yeah, we need 90. We're currently on 78. So I would wager, if I got that space plane again and just flew it... Can we recover that? Yeah. Some debris over there. So I wager if I could get the space plane over there and land it... Alright, I'm going to have one more... I shouldn't have gone in there. I should have gone in the runway. I'll do that in a second. I'll have one attempt. One attempt and that's it at landing at the island runway. Oh. Oh. Okay. No attempt. Because the game just crashed. I hope I didn't lose my... save progress. I'm going to load the game up again and just see if I lost my save progress. I better not have. Let's see. Did I want to play FIFA 19 next week? What, as part of the M4J game night? Sure. I wouldn't say no to that. Alright, game's loading back up. I just want to see if I kept my save file or not. Oh, yeah. I mean, whether it's clubs or whether it's my individual career mode, I'd like to give FIFA a bash for a couple of hours, even if it's all I ever play on stream. I just spent X amount of money on it after all. Obviously I'm going to play it in my free time, but yeah, playing it for you guys. I've currently got it set to be quite difficult. I've got the game setting on world class, the difficulty, and I've put all the passing, shooting, crossing to manual. Because I'm sort of training myself up. It's part of my ethos at the moment is to make myself better at all different types of games. So that's why I'm doing the racing series on GTA. You know, trying to do shooting on there as well. Me, Josh and Kurt have been practicing that. And then things like training myself up with FIFA. Trying to be a better Kerbal as well. I just hope I haven't lost too much. I should have done a save just then. Alright, resume saved. Yeah, I think we lost everything. Let me just check. Yeah, I think we lost everything. Science 78. Is that... No, that's where we were, wasn't it? Science 78. Let's see, if I go runway... Yeah. Okay, we haven't lost everything. So I am going to do a hard save. And then I'm going to start wrapping up the stream. I won't do the attempt over to the island. I've seen playthroughs of it. It looks okay. I'll say that. It looks okay. It's kind of one of those games I'm waiting to see where they go with it, updates-wise, before I say, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to play that. Because I've done that in the past, where I've looked at a game and thought, oh, that looks really good, and then at the last second not bought it, and then they've taken it in a direction that I'm not a fan of. So let's... I think it will be the fuel systems that I get next, because having that asparagus staging is a game changer. Do you know what? Screw it. We got time. I'm going to have one last attempt. I'm also going to actually load that up. That craft, the Mark II. So I think I've got one more part. Yep, I can put one more part on it, and I'm going to put this. So I can see when I'm in a different biome. Let's do this! We're going to attempt to fly to the island. I'm going to do it without autopilot. So you can go away. We've got all the stuff up here. T. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. We're only going to go full throttle to get in the air. Once we're in the air, we're going to throttle right down, because it's not that long a flight. We might still make it. It was just yaw that was being controlled from that. In fact, we still got a bit of yaw control from something. All the pitch and everything was being controlled from the front. Alright, we can start throttling down a little bit now. So it's over there that we're trying to get to. Alright, last call to vote. Once we land at the island, the poll will be closing. We have kept all our science stuff, haven't we? Yep. 3 mystery goo, 3 barometers, 3 thermometers. Josh, I notice you haven't voted yet. Are you still here? He's not here. That's a shame. How so? How am I trying to appeal to your better nature? It's entirely optional what you choose. I've put my vote in. I don't want my vote to sway other people. I don't want to think that you have to vote for what I voted for. That's not the idea. The idea is you vote for what you want to see me play. I already have a say as it is because I choose the 6 games that go on the list. Alright, start coming down now. Oh, I see Sparky's playing Kerbal now as well. I've inspired a generation. Jeb's looking nervous. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. We are going the right way still, aren't we? Yeah. Island Airfield. Is it getting dark as well, or is it just me? Oh, we better not lose the lights. There you go. Jeb's got his lights on. He's put his little desk lamp on. You can see now. Come on. Yeah, there are games that aren't on the list this week that might be next week, and there are also games that are on the list this week that will also be on the list next week. Some weeks it's really difficult to choose 6. This week it seemed really easy to choose 6, because even though there was a new game to add to the list, there was already a couple of fan favourites that we've already played. So it was easy to narrow it down to 6. I actually almost found it difficult to get it up to 6. Some weeks there might maybe only be 5 games to choose from. I might compile next week's list after I've finished this stream, because then we know what the winner is as well, so I can add that one on. Alright, here we go. Coming in. Come on, Jeb. I know we've not got a tail fin now, but just hold her steady. We can do this, buddy. Are we actually facing the right way? We're not. We're not yet coming in on the right angle. I'm not really sure why changing the yaw also changes the roll. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. Okay, final approach. This is it now. Oh, hang on. No, we've gone too far. Gone too far. Okay. Here we come. We should have touched down by now, really. Realistically thinking. We're coming in sideways as well. Oh, we're down, we're down. Kill engines, kill engines, kill engines. Come on. Brake, 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 brake. Brake, brake, brake. Brake, 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 brake. Oh my god, we actually did it. Oh wow. Oh wow. Alright, what data have we currently got? Temperature, crew, atmospheric. So now I've got to do this. That should take us up to the 12. And then mystery goo. Okay. Recover. Holy moly, I actually felt like a real life pilot for a minute there. Did that with no tail, all by hand. 96 science. So we are going in and we are buying the fuel systems. And just before we end, I am going to redesign a rocket that I think is going to achieve orbit. So we're going to start with the P re-entry mod. Nice one of these. We're then going to stick not that, or definitely not that. So what are these? Oh wow, that is feckin' huge. Alright, now we want something small and simple. Something like that. Actually, before we get that. Actually, do you know what? That's not going to work. We're going to go with this. And we're going to put a parachute on the top. And we're going to put a heat shield on the bottom. Like so. We're then going to put a stack decoupler. We're then going to put this, and we're going to put a little Terrier engine on the bottom. We're then going to put another decoupler. We are then going to put... what engines have I got now? Still the small ones. So it doesn't make sense to put the massive fuel tanks. We'll put that, and we'll put another one of these. And we'll put a swivel on the bottom of this. Okay. What's that? 10 parts we're up to. Then we're going to put some decouplers. Do we have anything structurally speaking? We don't, do we? So we're going to have to be really careful with this. I'm going to put 4 of these. Okay. We're then going to put a couple of these. Or 4 of these, and then we're going to put 4 of these on top. Are they the right size? No, they're the wrong size. Never mind. We're not going to put 4 of them. Or 4 of them. We'll just put some of these on top, like that. And then aerodynamically speaking, we're going to put those there. We're then going to put some reliance underneath these, like that. Okay. Now we're going to go into fuel again, and we're going to do this, but we're going to do it like so. So you are going to come across... Actually, I've already messed this up, thinking about it. Let's take this back. We only want 2 of these. Like this. And then we want to copy that, and we want to put another 2 like this, except lower. Like that. Okay, and then you are going to come from here to there, and you are going to come from here to there. Alright. So, all rockets will fire simultaneously. These ones, so this stage will then go first, and then this stage, and then this stage where this engine fires, and then that, and then finally the decouple. Right, we are way overweight now. We are way over parts, I should say. So let me take these off. Like so. And that takes up to 30 actually, so let's take these off again. Okay. And then finally we're going to take this down. I'm going to stick a Science Junior there. Okay. And then we're going to put a mystery goo. Just the one. There. And then we're going to put a barometer there, and a thermometer, not thermometer, there. Okay. Now that should be a rocket. That should take us... How heavy is it? Does it say anywhere? Probably does somewhere. Alright Dylan, no worries. Thanks for coming in. See you tomorrow for the racing. Okay, so I'm going to do sort of a test launch of this, just to see how high we can get it. Is there anything else that I could add that I haven't done so? Oh yeah, MechJeb. That's awkward. Alright, MechJeb's going to have to go there. Now we're going to have to remove a part from this for it to function. I'm tempted to remove the Science Junior actually, but we need the Science. That's the problem we have right now. Alright, I'm going to redesign the asparagus staging. Didn't mean to do that, but okay. So instead of having 4 rockets, we're going to have 3. So we're going to put this like that. Okay. And then we're going to put 1 fuel tank on this one, like that. And then we're going to put 1 fuel tank on this one. Hang on. We can do 3s here. Like so. Alright, now we're going to go back to 1s. And we're going to do U to U, U to U, and then U to U. Alright, so all engines fire. We haven't put the engines on yet. So you're the Reliance. Like so. All engines fire. And then just... So which one is it first? This one. So just this one releases first. No, you're last. So it's just this one releases first, then that one, then that one, then this releases, and that goes, and then that, and then the parachute. Okay, so now I've got 3 parts remaining, and 3 nose cones I need to put on. Bingo. Alright, so we're going to call this, because he was in the stream earlier, the M4J Joshua. And we're going to test it. And this is going to be the end of the stream. If we can get this up into orbit, then that's where we end. If it doesn't get up into orbit, then that's where we end. It's very shaky. It's very shaky. We're not even launched yet. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. And straight away, we're going all over the place. There's a cheat menu, I think. Auto strut. One second, let me try and find out how to actually do it. Go into options and activate advanced something. Alright, settings, advanced something, advanced tweakables, so it is there. Alright, I'm going to do another quick save while I'm here. Yep, overwrite. Okay, go into this. It's there in the right-click menu. I suppose rigid attachment is what it comes under, right? I hope that's it. Otherwise, we've got a very floppy rocket. You're on. You're on. You're not. No, you are. You are. You are. Rigid attachment on. Okay. Is it a floppy rocket? I don't have that version. I might install that after, actually, because that looks quite cool. Alright, surface up. 3, 2, 1. I think the problem, I mean, I'm not gonna mess around with this anymore. I've been streaming for nearly 4 hours, so I'm gonna end the stream. I don't know what the problem is there. I think the rocket's too tall, the engines are too powerful, something. I don't know. Alright, thank you very much everybody for watching. It is time to end the Moobot poll. So the poll is closed. And the results are, I don't know if you guys can see this in the chat actually. You cannot. So FIFA 19 got 1 vote, 25%. Planet Coaster got 1 vote, 25%. Tabletop Simulator got 2 votes, 50% of the vote. So next week's game of choice will be Tabletop Simulator. So I'm going to mark that in green now. So yes, next week, this time next week I'll probably be in bed. But you know what I mean. Next week we will be playing Tabletop Simulator. I imagine it'll be myself, Josh, Kurt, Ben, Alex, maybe Matthew, and maybe even Peter as well. Who I don't think you met last time, but we all had a great time together, so we're probably going to do that again. Until then though, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a follow if you haven't done so already, if you're watching this on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the thumbs up button on YouTube and subscribe on Twitch if you haven't done so already as well, because you can do that now. You can also leave some bits, you can donate, you can do all kinds of wonderful things. Stay tuned for the credits because there will be some new names on there, which is always awesome to see. Big thanks to Tom, to Ben, to Josh, to Dylan, and anyone else that came in and watched the stream. Also big thanks to Rob for the follow as well, it really does mean a lot. So yes, once again, thank you very much guys for watching. And until next time, I will see you soon.